Welcome into the Bobby Carpenter Show. Schleg's popping out like a jack in the box, like R. Kelly.
Schleg's in the box.
I mean,
or something else in a box.
My Schleg's in a box. Cut that hole in the box, Schleg's, and then you pop out later when the time is right. So pretty darn sweet. Glad you're able to do that and get that taken care of. Big Buckeye practice on Saturday.
Yeah.
Tons of recruits there, Schleg's. We saw our guy Matt Wilhelm, his son Mason was there. Jerry Rosinski was there watching his son play. A lot of former Buckeyes in the house, and then a lot of recruits coming in from all over the place to kind of take a look at it. And it was a hell of a day. It was good practice. Worked a lot of situational football, worked some third downs, did some red zone stuff.
Yep.
And just kind of worked some different things situationally. And some of the young guys are spinning a little bit now. Like there's a lot of stuff that's coming in their plate, and you just keep expanding the calls. Like understanding in high school, you don't really have a lot of different calls for short yardage or for third down or for red zone or 2 minute. You just kind of run your plays. You get to college in the NFL though, situational football is what it is all about. And so those guys are in there trying to dive in and figure all that stuff out. And there's a lot that they're having to digest right now. And it was a very productive practice. It's fun watching the young quarterbacks continue to develop. I'll tell you this. I mean, Taylor St. Clair, I don't know if he ends up – I don't think he plays this year. But, man, he's got a live arm. And physically, Schleg's, like he looks about as good as you would want any quarterback to look as far as, like, looking the part as a dude and watching the ball come out of his hand.
Yeah, so, I mean, one – it's funny because we saw him throw, like, a bad pass, right? Got a pick, whatever. And then he has to
freshman, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You're a freshman. And then the bad thing is, then you got to take a lap and you got to run through all the recruits. It's like, I'm practicing.
Lap of shame. When everybody's there, it's like a lap of shame, man.
It is a lap of shame. It's like, oh, look at that guy, man. Threw a pick. Now he's got to run a lap, right? Why don't they do that for all positions? Well, then you wouldn't have practice.
Well, like when they fumble snaps and stuff, did you see that? Then the center has to go. If people jump off sides.
Yeah, I saw Carson Hinsman had to run, right? Like, it probably wasn't even his fault, but it is your fault, right? So, anyways, but here's the other thing too, and I think we don't talk about him enough. I think you and I do, Bob, but I don't think everybody else out there. But Lincoln Keyholtz, man, like Lincoln looks fantastic.
Yeah,
like he is big, strong, physical presence, and honestly, the hardest thing that he's had to overcome is that he grew up playing ball in South Dakota. And it's not like he's going to and he played multiple sports. Like he was a Gatorade Player of the Year. Like the dude is just an athlete. And it's not going to camps, not having a quarterback guru guy that you're going to see wherever you are that you live and all that stuff. Like he's just he's just an athlete and a great player. And he has gotten significantly better. And and that's what's so hard. It's like, who's going to be a starter? And then you have Julian and everybody's talking about his release, but what's it going to be? And that's where, like, Ryan can't just jump the gun. And this is what's difficult, right? You can't just jump the gun and say, all right, this is what it is. It's locked in. Because then you're hopping in the portal, or you're going to go somewhere else. And, like, you still have to have depth. You still have to have competitive excellence. And that's all these positions. It's so weird right now in the dynamic of, as I watch that practice, I kid you not, Bob, as I'm watching that practice, I am thinking about there's a couple of areas where I think you're probably going to have to go get in the portal to get some much needed depth and competitive excellence, but not a lot, like one or two guys. Then you're also thinking about your guys jumping into the portal.
Ooh. And what do you think that feels like? A little portal dive.
Well, I transferred. But there was no portal. My dive was just like, this was so different now.
I mean, did you transfer and get kicked out, Schleg's? I mean,
I left on my own. I actually left as a cadet in good standing. Though I had the all-time record for demerits at the United States Air Force Academy, I left as a cadet in good standing. I did everything I needed to do. But there was no like, oh, I'm going to go here and it's all, rainbows and butterflies. It was like I packed up my truck with my little, blue trunk case literally in the back of my truck, and I'm driving. I have no school. I have no clue who would like me or who would want to even give me a scholarship. It was like, you're probably going to have to go walk on and pay for it. I was like, I'll do it, whatever. Like there's other underlying things there. And then again, kudos to my coaches there that reached out to.
Could you have stayed if you wanted to stay, Schlegs?
What's that?
Could you have stayed at Air Force? Would they have
Oh yeah,
permitted?
100%. The problem was, and I don't want to digress too much off this point, but the problem is that the punishment that they put on me for trying to take care of my body during the season and going off campus as an underclassman, though I was a team captain, to fix my groin because they weren't getting it right, and I never missed a practice and I never missed a game. The punishments that they were giving me affected me for the next 2.5 years of my cadet life. Like the thin ice that I was on would remain on for the next 2.5 years was like, there is no way. I know me. It would be terrible. I mean, confinements for like a year and loss of driving privileges for my entire college career. It was just like, no, man, this is like, I'll take the 3 months of confinements and the loss of driving privileges to my senior year. I'll do that. I knowingly disobeyed and went off, though the reason I was doing it was the right reason. I knew what I was doing and I did it. I went against orders, right? So I will take the punishment for that, but to lump other things on from the stuff that I did the first semester of my freshman year, which I paid for, 6 months of sitting in my room with the door open, full service dress every weekend. Though, yes, at night I would do some night nav and evade people and go out. Like I did that, right? So I did all the punishment that was required. So, you can't lump that back on. And that was the why. It was like just the principal aspect.
Okay.
But anyways, that's the problem with the coaches right now. And that's why it's so great that we have a Mark Pantoni. Like he's seeing it, he's evaluating it, he's talking to the coaches. And the cool thing too, Bob, with this, and this just popped into my brain, is that all of these other coaches have came from different places. And so they've actually seen other guys. And they might have a relationship with that guy hops in the portal because they don't want to pay him. Like, oh no, I've seen that dude. That's a dude that would fit here. He knows what we're all about. Like I saw Tabor the other day. I'm like, dude, good to see you. I'm like, he's like, man, great, great to be back. Great place, great people, et cetera, et cetera. But they've seen other guys throughout the entirety of the country or guys they played against. Dude, we played that guy. That guy was a dude, man. Like, yeah, go evaluate that guy to potentially get him in. So that's kind of a cool thing that we have as well.
Absolutely. And so it's going to be interesting here over the next couple of weeks. They're rolling guys and they're really laying off some of the veteran guys in practice because you got to develop the young guys.
Yep.
The older guys still need to kind of fine tune what they are, but you want to balance obviously the wear and tear on their body that they've had. They have to continue to improve, but you got to be smart about it. Hoping we get some good weather this week so we can get outside. I mean, I love spring ball inside, but actually standing on that turf is a beating. It's brutal for that long duration.
We're standing on it. They're playing on it.
I would rather play on it than stand on it. And Nate Ebner now agrees with me. I go, which is worse? He's like, coaching by far. He's like, I cannot stand on this turf. He's like, my body has gotten worse and worse from being out here. I told him, I'm like, they go, everybody laughs. I go, when I go to practice, I get in a cold tub usually when I leave because it's just, if I don't, I can't lift the next day. And so that's why I got to keep lifting legs and running and doing all this stuff to keep my body in good enough shape to be able to do that. But it's standing on the side. It's doing all that. It's being around, but it's been awesome to watch the young guys go and develop and watch some of these guys make plays. I'll tell you this, Peyton Pierce is stepping up and playing really well.
He looked really good yesterday.
And it's wild. He, when you look at him, like he's not the biggest guy. He's not the tallest guy. I know we talked about him maybe a little bit on Friday's show, but had another good practice on Saturday. And he's captain consistent. And when you have guys that are really consistent, coaches love it because they know exactly what they're going to get. It's hard for them to take you off the field because there might be other guys that give better plays here, but then they're down and like they don't want any yo-yos. You want to be able to know what your guys are. And Peyton's done a really good job with that and just stayed consistent, stayed the course, keeps working, and has worked through some things. And he's really smart and he studies. Like, and that's the thing, him and Sonny and Veli, like those three guys, they're all, have different strengths of what they do. They're all really smart dudes. Worried about Veli because he ran into Davidson in practice and banged knees laying there. I'm like, oh no. And I joked with Davidson. All the trainers ran over to Veli because he was laying there. Davidson kind of like IGB rolled off the field. Were you there for this, Schlegs?
Yeah.
He got to the side. Afterwards, they were talking. I go, IGB, like, nobody came to help you. He goes, exactly. I go, well, just kind of goes to show who's more important now on the team. I mean, I know that you were the guy, but I mean, they're protecting their investment. James had to battle to get him from the D line, and now he's being a dude. So we're gonna make sure that he's going to be healthy and ready to go, because he's really, really special athlete. And I think he's going to be a special player this year.
I'm gonna say Peyton does, on all three of those guys he said, Peyton does really remind me a lot of James, like his physical stature of when James played, like his body, and also his football acumen. But I'm gonna give a shout out to James there, because James was the one that wanted Veli at linebacker, and he also wanted Sonny. Like, he saw what these guys can, like, no, I need this guy in my room. I need this guy in my room. Let's make it happen. And he's done a great job. And you alluded to it, Bob, to be able to take a guy in Sonny Styles that grew up playing safety, transition him to play linebacker, but not only that, have him ready to play all three positions at a high level. Probably not his highest level, but why? Because he just became a linebacker and you made him play three positions. Like, let alone somebody playing linebacker their entire career. You could have done that, Bob. AJ could have done that. I would not have done it, because I'm definitely 150,000% not a Will. Okay? I could probably set an edge, but it wouldn't be like this. It'd be like this, but I could do that. James has done a great job of coaching those guys up. So just, boom, tip of the cap to our guy.
Buckeyes, great job there. All right, we got Lathan Ransom coming up. He's been waiting for us here. So I want to make sure we're getting to him, find out about Pro Day, what he thoughts, how his workouts are at going. I believe he's back in Arizona, back in Tucson. So we'll hear from him shortly. Before we get to that, attention parents and athletes, protect what matters most with Export Mouthguards, trusted by professional athletes, designed by NHL team dentists. Export Mouthguards are scientifically tested to absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export Mouthguards feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patented use of carbon fiber. They 3D print that bad boy to your own unique smile for more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication, so you can focus on your game, not on your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com/Bobby to save 15% on your order. Export, protect what matters most. Lathan Ransom coming up next. All right, now we're welcoming our guy. Now look how sunny, man. Is that like a backdrop, or is that real palm trees and everything going on back there?
Yeah, so I'm actually here at a hotel in Phoenix. I drive to Tucson today, but those are real palm trees. So
wow,
it's great to see be back in Arizona and see some sunny days.
Hey, Lathan, when you're up here, give us some takeaways. You got some battles going on back there, but give me some takeaways that you saw from the back end of the Ohio State defense, guys stepping up, guys that you knew were going to be able to step up, guys that maybe are surprising you in the development that they had here at Ohio State when you were back.
Yeah, the guy that stood out was Jermaine, man. I mean, Jermaine was out there balling every practice I went to, making plays left and right, talking a lot of trash, and he looked real good in that 7. So I think that was exciting to see him also take a leadership role. Just the way that he was, controlling the room on the field, directing traffic. I know, being an older guy, man, just seeing how far Jermaine has came was extremely exciting to me. I think my IGB also out there balling, doing his thing. That was expected, though. I think IGB and Jermaine could be 2 of the best corners in the country. And then to see Malik too, man. Malik and Jalen to be out there, rotating that safety, making a lot of plays was extremely exciting to me. Malik making a bunch of plays. I saw him drop a pick, so I had to talk a bunch of trash to him. I think Fahim looks good out there for a freshman, really big. Coming down and hitting. A lot of the things he was doing actually reminded me of myself when, as a freshman and sophomore, you try to prove yourself and you might go too far at practice. A big hit, got to get pulled back. I told him, man, don't change that. I think, as a young guy, that's something that you should never change. I think you want the coach to tell you to slow down or to go back, other than, to be called soft. So, I think those are the guys that really, stuck out to me.
Or be called soft. That's pretty impressive. You talk about those 2 guys, and McLean and Hartford have, trying to fill in at safety. What's the toughest part of going in there and learning that, the toughest, I guess, element, since you played that position, that those guys are going to have to try to figure out and battle out here over the next couple of weeks?
It's really the mental point, man. I was trying to tell them when I was there is no matter how athletic you are or how gifted you are, you really separate yourself mentally. I think that's why I took the biggest strides, is whether it's, understanding the defense. When you understand all 11 spots on the defense, it makes the game slow down so much more. It's easy to go out there and just know what the safety's doing, but we know what the Will's doing, the Mike's doing, the corner's doing. When you know when your coach calls a certain defense, you need to know what the weak point of that defense is because that's what the offense is going to try to exploit. And when you go there and do that, man, I think that's when you'll take the biggest strides. But Jalen and Malik are two extremely smart players, and I think they'll do fine. And I think Coach G's the best safety coach.
They are. They're the best safety and cornerback coach in the country. You're right. OG and G, best defensive back coaches in the country. Talking to the guys, right? You got a new defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia. How have the guys responded to this new defense, new vernacular, their ability to take it and transfer it to the field? How have guys responded to a new defensive coordinator in the building?
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Coach Matt Patricia. So that's been a great thing. I think when the players are when he comes in and me being there and seeing 3 different coaches, 4 different coaches, when all the players come in and they speak so highly of him and they go out there and playing hard for him. That's first of all, that's foremost the great thing. But I mean, they said, man, it's been a lot of fun. They said the defense is simpler. They're able to go out there, play fast, get the cleats in the ground, and I'm excited to see what they do. The couple practices I went out there, the defense looked really good. And it was fun to go out there, talk a lot of trash to Coach Day and the offensive guys, Cardinell. So I'm excited, man. I'm gonna be back for the spring game, and I know they don't show too much there, but I'm excited to see what they do.
I mean, you were here for 5 years, part of the team in practice to come back. And it was a little bit unique, for me as well. Like you come back there and all the guys, maybe not some of the freshmen as much, but now like it's not your team anymore for especially last year. I mean, you were one of the leaders of that group, and now you've kind of like passed that on. I mean, is it kind of a surreal feeling, and what's that been like?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's funny, guys ask me, are you ready to leave? Are you ready to go to the next level? I'm the guy that's like, yes, I was here too long. I'm ready to take that next step. But as an older guy coming back, it's definitely a different feeling. Being looking from the outside in now, but man, personally, I've been excited to go to the next level for a long time, and I'm ready for this opportunity. And I'm excited to watch the Buckeyes from a fan's point of view now. I'm gonna be the biggest fan, the biggest cheerleader, and I can't wait to see what they do.
So Pro Day was last Wednesday. Tell us about how you feel that you did at Pro Day. And I mean, I know that there might have been some subtleties that you think you left on the table, but overall, what has been the shared response through people about what you were able to display at Pro Day?
Yeah, Pro Day actually ran really well. It's funny. This was I couldn't wait for Pro Day because a lot of things going in and a lot of coaches. I don't think that They didn't think I was athletic as I performed at Pro Day, and so me, the type of guy I am. I went in there with a huge chip on my shoulder, and to prove them wrong. And so I did all the events, and I think I did really well, and I did better than they thought I was gonna do and everything. So that made me extremely excited, and I'm glad that the hard work paid off.
Was it everything that you thought it would be? I mean, now for the most part, you have some interviews, maybe some workouts, but like all of the training, everything is pretty much done. And I would say like it's almost like a Thursday practice at this point. Like your career is your career. You've got your film, you've got all the workouts, you've got the measurables, you've had most of the meetings. They're just maybe getting some follow-up stuff. Like, was this whole process kind of like what you expected it to be?
Yeah, I think what's so unique and cool is that when I've been hearing from my friends and former teammates about the process for the last couple of years, I've just been excited to get to experience that, and share some of those memories and some of the same things that we've done. And I would say that it's been everything I wanted it to be, man. I've enjoyed this whole process. I prayed on this and dreamed on this, being able to have the opportunity to do this whole thing. So I mean, I've been, every meeting, every, getting out there at the combine and long days, all this, man, I've prayed on, and this is all I've ever wanted. So for me, I look at it from a different perspective. I'm just so happy to be able to do this and have the opportunity to do everything.
But do you have like 3, 4, 5 teams that you're like, man, I really would love to go based on the interviews that you've had and the coaches that you've met? I got 3, 4, 5 teams that I would really feel comfortable with. And the only thing I want you to put on there is why do you feel comfortable with those potential teams?
Yeah, I would say I definitely see, when I'm meeting with all these teams and stuff, I think when I look at the game plan and what they run, I just know if they place me in, I could be extremely successful in some of these defenses, and that's really what I'm looking for, man. Just the right opportunity, the right situation, and just to be able to go fly around and be myself. So I definitely see teams that I would love to play on, and I think that I could be really successful in. But at the end of the day, God has a plan. I'm ready to go wherever they go, whatever defense they run. I'm gonna be the guy out there with the most energy and flying around.
Absolutely. We hope, pray for you going to a good spot, something that works out fit wise and everything. You've had the iconic hair, Lathan. Everybody always looks at it. They always know you. I mean, I came back. I didn't even recognize Jordan for a minute. Like, is there any thoughts that we might be cutting this? Like, I mean, Jordan shaved it down.
Yeah, it's funny. I think about this a lot. First, it's like when I get caught in that, do I cut? Do I not? That is kind of my look. Like I've been every time. That's how people recognize me. That's how I play, and I hope to get a Head and Shoulders deal one day. So I got to kind of keep the hair to get that. But later down the line, it definitely might get cut.
Well, hey man, Bob had his. I mean, Bob let his go, and he raised $10,000 for a woman to come cut his hair on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. Keep it rolling because I mean, guess what? All of a sudden, poof, David Copperfield, you're 44 years old and you're trying to take some supplements to regrow hair. Okay, so keep it while you got it, right? So hey, real quick. So now let's shift into the training mindset. So you probably have some upcoming meetings. You don't have to tell them who they are, but what are those? When are those going? When are those going on? And how have we shifted to now rookie mini camp preparation? Things that you want to work on before you get into that mini camp because you're going to have to increase your total volume. Like you got to physically prepare your tissue, which is a lot different than running 40s. It's now going to go into volume accumulation at practice and OTAs so you can set yourself apart by being in shape. How is that transitioning and what's that game plan?
Yeah, luckily, when you have a great coach like Coach Mick, he's gonna help prepare. So I came back to Arizona for a couple days, gonna go see my family. I was able to see Rocket and Zach while they're up here, two of my closest friends. And now, like you said, we're getting ready for football, getting ready for what we do. I'm tired of training for the 40 and all those drills. So I'm excited to get a football down and get the cleats in the ground. But like you said, man, it's now being able to play in long practices and almost prepare like you're going to go out there and play games. So a lot more conditioning, get into football shape, get ready for tempo, get ready for every situation that you can be in, and then while doing this, prepare for the meetings. Like I actually have a meeting in a couple hours after this with the team, which I'm excited for. And you got to be on call right now. Never know if you're going to get called to different 30 meetings on Zooms and be ready for everything. And so I'm just staying ready.
It's awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have more with Lathan Ransom coming up next. Back with Lathan Ransom, back in Arizona. How long are you going to be back? You said you're in Phoenix, driving to Tucson tomorrow, which is about a 2-hour drive through the middle of the damn desert. Oh, yeah, dude. My uncle lives in Tucson, and so, we would fly into Phoenix and drive down. So I know all about that thing. I'm like, dude, I go, you could drive off the road and not even hit anything. Like, you just close your eyes and it's maybe a cactus. Like, that's about the only thing that's out there. What do we got planned? I mean, this is your first kind of real time off in probably about a year. What do we kind of do? I know there's not really time off, but you don't have any team. Like you're able to kind of do what you want and come and go. So what do we have planned being back at home for a little bit?
Yeah, so first and foremost, definitely a lot of treatment, a lot of training. But on my free time, I really go to see my parents, spend time with my mom, spend time with my dad. Being in Arizona, they get to visit me a little bit, but it's always for like a 1 day, 2 days. And I'm playing football games. Like at that time, you excited to see your family, but I'm locked in, so like I can't spend time with my mom and dad. But I'm excited to go spend some time with them, man. Appreciate them. My mom's been bugging me for these for the jerseys that we wore, so I brought her some jerseys to get framed and stuff because she's driving me crazy asking about them every other day. But no, man, I'm excited to see my family. My sister, she actually a coach at the old high school I used to play at. She's a head volleyball coach at 20 years old. So I'm proud of her for that, and I'm about to go there and be the biggest cheerleader in the crowd. And then it's so funny. I only see her as my younger sister, so to go out there and see her being a head coach is something I'm excited to see, and I don't know what that's gonna look like.
Yeah, but that's awesome, man. That's life on life, man. You see people develop, take their own paths, right? You
Yep.
got a path, she's got a path. Kudos to your parents for raising great kids. Hey, when you are now in this, like, what is that? What I know that we've all talked about how you like to watch shows. Is there something that you're watching, or is there? I mean, you're in Arizona, man, and it's like it's March, right? Almost going into April. Like, you got to get some golf. Do you play golf? Like, is that something that is like a new hobby that you can do outside to kind of like chill out for a little bit?
Yeah, so all my friends play golf, big golfers. I'm slowly trying to get into it. Like I'm starting at Top Golf right now. That's where I'm starting, to get my swing and get that down. And then I'm gonna transition to the field eventually. But I'm slowly getting there, man. It's really hard for me to get into golf because it's so frustrating. And I'm working on my patience every day. I'm not a very patient person. So yeah,
Don't do
man,
it.
it's something I'm trying to develop.
That game will do it to you.
It's really
Yeah.
hard because being athletic doesn't really help you. I mean, it
Just do anything.
helps a little bit, but I mean, I know some people that are great athletes, they're terrible golfers, and terrible athletes that are great golfers. It's just the consistency, practice, and it's time. And Lathan, it is frustrating, man. You'll play for 20 years and you might not feel like you got a whole lot better, which is what's terrible about it. Um, you're back at home, and this is interesting. Schlegs didn't have any friends really in high school, but are you back with dude? What are your high school friends, and is there anybody you still are close to? What do they think about this whole process, and what have those conversations been like with them?
Yeah, so I have two of my close friends. They used to live in Tucson. They live up in Phoenix now, and man, they're just my biggest supporters throughout the whole process, and they're in my corner every day. They're guys that when I talk about playing the game a lot, they're guys I always get on the game with and play with. And it's funny, my one friend, his name is Bush, Derek Bush. He used to play football at Coastal Carolina, so he was 2 years older than me. So when I first got to Ohio State, he was playing football there, and we get on the game. We kind of compare our experiences. I remember when I had first got here. I actually got COVID. So and this is before you could test out of COVID. I had COVID for a month, right when I first got to Ohio State. And so I'm in the hotel for a month straight, not being able to see anyone, talk to anyone. And I vividly remember I'd wait because they'd have practice and stuff. They finished at like 6 o'clock. I'd vividly wait like every day for him to get out of practice so we get on the game because I'd be so bored in my room. So those are the friends I surround myself with. They've had my back, for forever.
Last one here for me, Lathan, because I always want to see what you're watching. I mean, you got a long flight out there. I mean, we getting into any new shows, any new movies? Finally got a little bit of time left, now to kind of relax a little bit. We diving into anything on the streams?
Yeah, there's a show that I'm literally like about to start the first episode on called Severance. I think it's on Apple TV.
I
I hear
heard about
nothing but
that.
good things about it. So
Yeah.
that's the show I'm about to start. I'm excited to watch because
What is
all I hear
that?
is good
What is it
things.
about?
Yeah, I'm going in blind. So I have a bunch of people tell me it's a great show and you need to watch it. So I'm going in there not knowing nothing, and I'm excited to see what it's about.
I know there was like one that's like American something that was like a precursor to the the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. What was that called, Bob? Like the Reverend or Reverence?
The Revenant.
You know, the one with the bear one. You get the
Revenant.
I don't know.
Revenant.
Yeah. Whatever. Go Bucks, beat cancer. Anyways, that's cool. I need to get into some shows. I don't have time to do it. Hey, Lathan, what last thing for me? You get in the pool? Like, I mean, like, are you out there? Because I mean, we're in Ohio, man. It's like right now, it's what is it? 66 and raining.
Yeah.
And it looks super sunny, and you got palm trees. Like, you gonna get out, like, go in the water? Like, is that something you do? Like, do you like the water?
Yeah, so I like the water when I can stand, but I'm gonna definitely be in the water. And it's
You
funny,
can't swim. You're not a
I can
swimmer.
swim good enough. I'm not like an amazing swimmer, but I can swim to survive, and I think that's a that's a good thing. But it's actually funny. So, um, I can't get my whole body in the water right now because before the year started, I
Oh,
got my
shit.
tattoos.
You got some
Yeah,
new
I got
tats?
my tattoos. I got my tattoos and everything. And I promised everyone, I left literally this space on my arm and told the whole team that I'm not getting this part tatted until we win the Natty because I was that confident we're gonna win the Natty. So I was able to get the Ohio on me now,
Let's see
on
that
my
thing.
arm as
Brutus.
my
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
that's my last tattoo. Got the national championship on there. Got the silver bullets on there. Got our dog tags on there that you get. I think when you play 600 snaps. So literally, it's cool to finally get it, man. Because I've been waiting on that. And but yeah, before the season, I promised everyone we're gonna win the Natty. That's gonna be my last tattoo on this arm. And it was cool. Once we won, everyone's coming up to me talking about you can get the tat now. You can get tatted now. So I'm glad to have got it. But no, I can't be swimming yet until this heals up a little bit.
Now you got your back still. So now it's like chest and back, or is it back?
Yep.
Now you're gonna go on the back. You're gonna get the legs. I see you, bro. That's a good looking tat, man. Kudos to you.
Wow. Wild, man. You guys crazy. All right. Well, Lathan, we appreciate it. Good luck in your meeting tonight. We'll see you when you get back to Columbus here in a little bit, and stay healthy and keep working, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
See you, brother.
Man, our favorites, Lathan Ransom. Everybody loves him. Love to see that tattoo. I can't wait to see it in person. He actually had the numbing cream and everything on its legs the other day when he was in the Woody. I don't know if that was Friday or Thursday. One of the times I saw him at practice, he's like, "Today's the day, man," and was juiced up to be able to get that get that done. So pumped for him. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We got our headlines coming up next. So stay tuned for the Bobby Carpenter Show. All right, Schlegs, now we're getting to the silver bullets of the week. These are guys out there doing good stuff, making some plays, getting some things done. It's Monday. Let's see who got it done last week. 3 dudes over there on the defense, and it's the usual suspects. We got Arvell Reese, who we've been talking about, Mr. Velli. Then we got Jermaine Matthews, dish to 24, rocking the 7, and then Kenyatta Jackson, number 97, KJ, who a lot of people asked a lot of questions about him at Pro Day, Schlegs, because he was working out there with the D-line, him and Caden Curry. And I'm like, Kenyatta's got everything you need. It's time to go put some production on it. Arvell's been playing really well. They've been doing a lot of stuff with him. And then Jermaine, as Lathan was saying, man, he is like, what did you say, Schlegs? It's like he's got like 100 little pit bulls in his stomach, just inside of him, just always going at it.
I mean, we can talk about those guys. So Velli, we've already talked a lot about. KJ, that he's the one. Like he has the size, right? Like, and I think sometimes we have taken for granted the size of our defensive ends. Like Jack and JT are big freaking humans.
Yeah.
Guys, they're 270 pounds. Big humans. KJ is like 260. But he's like lean
super long.
And long, right? Like he's everything that the league wants in a pass rusher. Why he got some like love on that day, because he's working out and he's really smooth at what he does. He needs the production. Then you got Jermaine, and somebody that I throw like Jermaine might be that guy that we bring on, Bob. He's younger, but I reposted this. He had somebody that said something about it. I reposted it. Like, I absolutely love his smile and his attitude. And then it went back to like what Urban would say. It's like, we don't pay you to train John Simon. Like, we don't pay you to train Jermaine Matthews. Like, those guys are easy to train because they come in consistently the same way all the time. You know, it might not be that he necessarily loves working out, but he loves what working out does for him and his craft. But Jermaine is always that way, man. He's got a great smile. He's chirpy, and he's bouncy. He's bouncy.
Yeah, he's bouncy all the time,
a
man.
lot of enthusiasm, right? Enthusiasm, right? What was the word? Enthusiasm leads to energy. Energy leads to effort, right? And that's what it is. And he's somebody that always exudes that.
It's awesome, man. He, like you said, when you described him as someone who's having like 100 pit bulls inside of him, like always always on a chain, always on the leash, like ready to go. Yeah. That is him. And
straight up DMX video.
He
RIP.
He's ready to go all the time, man. It is pretty wild. So I'm excited to see him go and I
can see him riding one of those crotch rockets, like on the wheelies of like the Rough Rider anthem, just smiling. I could see that 100%. Everybody got a visual of that, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he is, but he is loud. He's vocal. He's confident. You need somebody like that. Like, you need one of those dudes that's kind of the alpha dog and
put a band on it. Oh my
God. Exactly. Oh, was that when you were doing the holds?
Yeah.
Jermaine coming out. They do the me versus you, winner loser. Jermaine pops out of there, put a band on.
I don't even know what on this guy. I was like, bro. I know if there's somebody, I'm like, save that money, bro. Yeah, he's amazing.
You're gonna make that money, Schlegs. He's betting on his dude. He's betting on his horse. You know, head to head, holding dumbbells so you can hold them longer. Put some cash on it. Let's see what we got. Like, it's not just pride. It's in the pocket now, so it's all right there. And gosh, he's a fun dude. We'll get him on. I'll talk to him. We'll talk to him over at practice, and then we'll see if we can bring him on after spring ball. And if this is something he likes doing. Him and Lathan are very different.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would be an entertaining segment every time to kind of see what he's all about. And he's a little more of a wild card, Schlegs, to say the least. Like, he's the guy that when we talk about shankability, he's got shankability. Like, he might be the one dude that might have the switchblade in like the side of his car, not because he's wanting to hurt somebody, but just in case he goes into Waffle House and something bad happens, he would be there to save the day.
Yeah.
Make sure
he's not the biggest guy. So you got to use all, by any means necessary. Win if you can, cheat if you must, always win. Boom. Jermaine Matthews.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that is it for this edition of Headlines. We got some tailgate talk coming up next. There are some awesome comments. I think it's from Thursday's show that I was looking through there. It was a wild day, I think, on Thursday, if I can remember back to it. But some comments about Schleich. So we'll dive in on that here next on the Bobby Carpenter Show. Welcome back to the Bobby Carpenter Show. And please, we love it. Like, subscribe, leave your comments, questions, anything you got for us. Just keep growing this thing. We love where it's going and what it's doing. Hit 10,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, so really taking off. So we appreciate all of the love. We got some comments, Schlegs, that were coming in here, and it's funny from this. I think it was from Thursday's show, if I'm not mistaken. It's from Bucks by Fitty, and his comment, Schlegs, never seen Schlegs without a hat. And I mean, you're talking about that thinning hair. Did we get the shampoo? I mean, do we have it all?
It's on order, man. They shipped it through DHL.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, who shipped it through DHL, man? It's like UPS. I mean, it's like 5 to 9 days. And I'm going to have to like hit them up and like send it somewhere else because I'm not going to be there. Like that. The hardest thing about my life, besides the fact that
here's what I'm gonna do. I got extra bottle Schlegs because I got you on this. You know, my hair was starting to thin out a little bit. I'm like, all right.
Your hair looks nice.
It does.
I saw it the other day. I was like, oh man, it's so full.
I always tell everybody. I told Austin Cerevol, I'm like, bro, it might be time. Like I was on Julian Fleming before he left. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be real with you. Like some of your friends aren't very good friends because they're not being honest. Okay. Honest people will tell you, like, they're going to tell you when you got bad breath. They're going to tell you when you got a booger hanging out of your nose.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you when you need to change some things up. And I'm going to tell you when you need to take your hair all the way down. Now, if you want to make a last ditch effort to try to get it back, that's one thing. But I'll always tell anybody this, for all the young men out there, it's easier to stay ready than to get ready. And someone told me when they were in college, like, listen, regrowing hair is really hard. Just keeping it is, now that's a possibility. But like, don't ever expect things to like, you know, just regrow like freaking going crazy. He's like, so if you feel like your hair is starting to thin, get ahead of the game. And so the last couple of years, I've experimented with a couple of different things. I think I got something that works. Like, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you one of my bottles and then just give me one back when you get it in. Because I ordered like 6. So, you know, like one a month. And so you can take it with you. And then whenever it comes in, boom, you give me yours and get it going. Let's show
take it.
Here, let's
my carry-on.
Show the folks what you're working with here.
No, man. It's terrible.
It's not that bad. Like, you don't have a receding hairline. It's just getting thin.
I can't tell what it looks like. I mean, it's under my hat right now. It's under my hat right now. I didn't do it. I mean, I've learned great things. Like if you just blow dry your hair when you come out of the shower in the morning, like the heat of the blow dryer like expands the hair. And I got hair anyways.
Who told
Hunter
you?
Hunter has great hair.
Who told you that, Schlegs?
My barber.
Listen.
He would know.
No, he wouldn't. I don't ever listen to dudes.
No, he also told me that I need to get on this stuff.
Okay, that's true. But
you need to look that up. We need to put that
heat is one of the enemies of hair.
Well,
like
maybe it's supposed to cool
by the way, look at that. This is the picture my mom sent over.
God bless Uzi.
Look at that beefy dude, that nice beard and all that hair. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe your wife. Then I got
married that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, guys, the thickness of the cheeks and the swollenness of the neck and how thick my skull is right there to where it is right now. I'm just looking at that guy. That guy is beautiful. But the fact that that's true love when your wife will still like look at you and think that, you know, you're good looking, even though you're not, because that's exactly what you look like. I mean, that right there, that's a solid bag of Oreos while playing Tiger Woods golf mentality. That's what that was.
How long do you think it would take for you to get back to that level?
Oh, a month.
Come on, dude. You ain't gaining 20 pounds in a month.
100%. I would eat, bro. I am literally, I should have played offensive line. Like, I mean, I could stack on weight, Bob. I'll get on some Celtic.
You wouldn't do that. I don't think you could. You couldn't gain 20 pounds like that.
Bro, listen, man. Listen. I love all things sugar. I love all things carbs. I love all things that are carbs or meat products that you put into ranch. like my whole childhood, I was trying to gain weight and I loved every minute of it. And then as you get older, you don't need to put on weight. I still love to do like I tell my wife, like, do not buy Oreos. Do not put them in this kitchen because I will eat them. Do not buy ice cream. Why? Because I will eat it. Now, I'll still get a craving and I'll just go get ice cream. And now I'm paying more for it. I'd rather you had had it at the house. But like, it's terrible. So I go to sugar-free popsicles, you know, like, and I let them get melted a little bit. You know, I'll put them on a counter, let them soften them up. Boom, eating those bad boys. But guys, listen, I could eat, man. I could go.
I like sweets too. I'm with you.
I could go to 240. I could go to 240 in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm with you. I could get there. The holidays are rough for me because I'll eat all the sweets and crap there in the house.
Dude, Donato's pizza dipped in ranch with like crushed red pepper all over it.
That's it. We're not dipping pizza in ranch. The show is off the rails.
Dude.
You can put that in your parting thoughts, but that's coming up next. All right, as Schleggs is talking about reminiscing, dipping his Donato's pizza, ruining it by putting it in ranch. Ugh, that is gross, Schleggs. Absolutely.
Just the tip. Hey, anyways, no, that's what you do when you got it. I remember I had a buddy, Frank Flores, and I do have high school friends, by the way, Bob. Frank Flores was always trying to gain weight. His mom's Korean, his dad's Hispanic, and I can understand why he didn't eat all of his mom's cooking because it was crazy. And I don't know where it came from either half the time. But I'm like, dude, you need to gain some weight. You play offensive guard. Like, you got to get bigger. So I was like,
you're telling me a dude that's half Mexican, half Korean was an offensive guard?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Frank Flores, man, my guy. And he had the house right across from the high school that we all congregated, played basketball, and played Madden. Like, it was the house. Anyways, I digress. But I was like, dude, listen, I know how to gain weight. 6-pack of Ensures, 360 calories a time. Pound those right before you go to dinner. Boom. Bender, like, you know, peanut butter jelly dipped in milk. Boom. Now I'm getting calories from Mick and calories from all the peanut butter jellies. Boom. Pizza and ranch. When you go to the Golden Fried Chicken, you remember Golden Fried Chicken from Texas? Like, it was really good. But you get the styrofoam mashed potatoes and gravy. Throw that in there. Whip it up. Dip my chicken in there while I'm eating the mashed potatoes. Like, because why? The less you chew, the more you can eat. That's a fact.
I tell people, I tell my son, to eat a lot, you have to eat fast because then your body doesn't realize how much you've ingested. So I'd say, why waste time chewing? I've never crapped out a whole chicken wing. Like, I'm going to digest it anyway. Let the stomach do the work. It'll be fine. That's why I have all that stomach acid in there. So we'll be good to go. All right. That's it for this edition of the Bobby Carpenter Show. It's gone off the rails. We got AJ coming up on Wednesday. It's going to be a fun time. So stay locked in, stay tuned, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.